Hey Aries, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is going to be for April, 15th to the 21st. So buckle up, get ready. We're just going to jump right in. We're going to do a tree spread. So we're going to focus on the root, what you're feeling within, and then how we're going to grow and the things that are going to develop from that. So all right, so you have the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm hearing, like, what's popping into my head is don't judge a book by its cover. So it may almost seem like it's almost like you're taking something for face value when really there's more to it than that. The Three of Pentacles is a learning experience. So this is it's almost like you're vibing with your tribe. So the Three of Pentacles is a collective energy. So the Three of Pentacles is working with other people. It's working with other people. It's the studying card. It's learning and growing with them. This is giving me like a school or like some type of environment where you are meant to, it's almost like you're doing a project where you're building off of one another. So you are contributing something and they are contributing something, and then you're building some type of collective thing. So the thing to work on here is learning to collaborate with others. This energy of wanting to connect with others, but feeling disappointed. This could be with their contribution. This could be disappointed with yourself. There's this image of this mentality here of victim blaming, or this mental downward spiral with the Five of Cups. And typically the Five of Cups represents disappointment. The spilled cups were once full, they were once upright, and now they are spilled onto the ground, and she doesn't realize that there are two cups up here on the shelf. There's this feeling of like teeter-tottering on something. Like I see you, like, I don't know why I see you like kind of juggling on this there's like a balance beam almost type of thing, or it's like a seesaw and you're in the middle and you're like trying to hold all of this stuff. So some of you could actually be doing a lot of the work on your projects or your group work, but I think for a lot of you it's the choice on your part of where or how to delegate certain things in your group, or how to delegate and ask for help. So whatever it is that you are whatever it is that you are getting involved in, whatever it is that you are taking a part of, even if it's not a group effort and it's something that you are learning on your own, asking for help and gaining more knowledge about the situation will help you build a stronger foundation so you can grow on it, and it helps everybody in the long run, because they might not, like, if you're working with other people, they might feel like they're making an active contribution when they might not be from your perspective. So it's important to be open and apparent with it. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is talking about, okay, interestingly enough, like the Knight of Pentacles I've always said was like the slowest of the tarot, but it's almost like I'm getting an image of you kind of running away or kind of in an avoidance of facing a problem or an issue at hand. So when it comes to the Knight of Pentacles is nope, I'm getting it very clairvoyantly. I'm getting a very strong image, like not what the Knight of Pentacles typically means, but I do see you kind of taking that achievement and kind of running away with it, or I see you, again, this is like a very group effort type of card. So I see you, it's a collaboration thing, and it's a disappointment, but I do feel like there is like a thing of self-victim. There's like a victim blaming, or there's like a self, say like a self-hatred. That's not really the right word, but it's almost like you're kind of pointing the finger at yourself, or you're kind of constructing the story of like, oh, what was me, or like, I don't want to say this because I don't want to seem inconsiderate or say like a rude thing, but it's almost like, I don't know. Again, it's like, you might feel like you're the type of person to take on too much work or take on a lot of work. And this is where you need to step up. This is where you need to say, hey, I can't be the only one taking home the gold here. If you are the only one willing to front the effort, then, do take home that gold and tell people about it. Be loud and proud about your achievement. Put it up on the wall, put it on a plaque, put it up on the wall and say, yes, I did that by myself. If that's like the achievement that you're going for, then by all means go for it. And I'm hearing like good riddance too. So some of you might have to carry on through with that. That's just the way that it works sometimes. But if there is a chance to stand up for yourself and argue your case, and again, learning to collaborate with other people, learning which energies to collaborate with, learning which energies are not to be collaborated with, if you have a choice in the matter, would do you wonders for building a foundation and for growing strong with that. You also have, so in terms of shooting up, in terms of growing from this, the way forward, the Four of Swords is a meditation. So the Four of Swords is returning to the self. Honestly, like resting and relaxing. I do feel like a lot of you just need to learn to delegate, or you need to learn to ask other people for help. They're like, you're not the only one with the skills in the tribe. You're not the only one with the skills to carry your life as is. So even if, I mean, also getting for some of you that like you needing help with childcare or needing help around like, life is meant to be lived as a community. Like we are supposed to rely on other people. People are very social animals. Like we are meant to rely on other people. So even if you don't feel like you don't have those connections, going out and making those connections or trying to make those connections so that you can rely on each other. Not just taking from people, but also giving. It's that even exchange, because we have a huge thing with exchanges. The Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups are always going to be about exchanges. The Two of Pentacles is the exchange of energy, right here, sorry. The Two of Pentacles is the exchange of energy and the balance. So the energy that we give out to the world and the energy that we receive, or the energy that we have to give ourselves. So Two of Pentacles is always a balancing act. And then with the Six of Cups, it is the energy that we are giving to other people. It is the exchanging gifts. So it's receiving gifts from somebody else, you giving gifts to them. This is also just how people choose to be of service to the world with their Six of Cups. So it is our play card, like the Six of Cups. So it is not only collaborating with other people, but having fun collaborating with other people and understanding the value. It's like, I don't know, I'm getting things like human design, or like the way we're made. That's the way we're made. It's human design to play, to rely on each other. Let's see what else we have here. So what makes up the leaves of our tree? So other oracle messages to keep in mind for this. You have two almost kind of like this even exchange, this balancing card. I do feel like some of you are you're fronting too much work because you have to be fair. You have to be fair, and you also have yin. And the fact that you have yin and the Four of Swords in the same reading tells me that there is definitely a message of stepping back, because yin is the act of receiving. Not necessarily stopping completely. The Four of Swords is not actively stopping. You are not sitting still, stagnant in time, waiting for life to happen to you. That's not what these cards indicate. Yin is a message of receiving, for letting in psychic information. It is letting in that energy. I'm hearing like you need to rest. Okay, so this isn't doing anything. Rest is still important. You're still doing something. It is coming back renewed for next time so that you can help and be helped. I'm hearing like be helped, be helped. So relying on that energy, relying on other people's effort and asking for it. Okay, to be fair. So to be fair is that balance. So again, we're focused on that energetic exchange. I mean, they really want to make that clear. Like they are very strong in this. And again, some of you are kind of stuck in this energy of, feeling all of this pain. Some of you are sitting and stewing in this pain, and you're constructing this story about how you're all by yourself and no one's there to help you. Some of you are quite literally just going through grief. Some of you might have lost somebody. With the sad embrace, when that comes up, sometimes it is justified, and it's not like it's never justified. I think that we have to play, I love what, there's a Chloe Taylor, she always says, like, sometimes you have to be the victim in order to be the hero. And she has also learned that from her readings too, is that, sometimes you have to play the victim in order to play the hero, because we need to learn those things. And sometimes we are just meant to sit in it for a little bit, because we need to sort through those feelings. We need to process grief. It doesn't mean that grief is always this feeling of victimhood, but sometimes we do sit in this sadness for a very long time, either because we don't process it, or because we are like, no, because I stopped there. I feel like that's what it is. Like we're stuck. Somebody's stuck in their grief, or somebody's not processing their sadness. They're not really feeling the moments as they come up. When they come up, the journey is to accept it. You're still moving. You have movement that popped out at the same time. So this doesn't mean that you're completely stagnant. Again, I don't know why I'm getting this energy of, but I don't want to stop and acknowledge it, because I don't want to acknowledge my pain, because that means I'm going to sit and wallow. And there's an energy of some of you are constructing these stories and wallowing, but you're not exactly sitting in it or being stagnant. You're still moving, but it's a weight that you're carrying with you. It's like you're carrying this whole mountain of weight. Movement is about just moving forward anyway, moving on. So some of you, yes, will have to carry this pain with you, but it lessens over time so long as you pay attention to it. Pay attention, give it the space that it needs. Some of you, some of you are like, Some of you like maybe lost a partner and are needing help with childcare, and they're saying ask for help from a village, a community, something. There is a foundation that you're building for your family that you need to, sorry, that's like a very specific message, but some of you are building a foundation and you need the help of other people. You need that village. And some of you keep saying there's this narrative of I don't have that village, or I don't think I can rely on people to raise my children the way that I can. When I trust me when I say that other people can do it, just accept the help. You need to be able to take time for mom. Well, I don't know why I'm getting that specific message. For some of you, it's dad. I'm also getting a message of dad, but specifically they're coming through as like a symbol from mom. So that's a very specific message, but apply it as you see fit. You also have vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. So, ego sublimation. I'm going to pull from the book so I can read exactly what this is. Usually the message is channeled through, but Spirit's like the book is actually more poignant with this message. So, ego sublimation, letting go of self-centeredness, becoming a vessel of possibility. So do you ever wonder if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? This here is okay, but over here or there, well, that might be too risky. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that this is part of the human experience. We just talked about human, like this is the human design. Yet you are not meant to remain static. Seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious, is still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone. When you focus too much on yourself this way, you become a servant of the ego. It edges God out, removing the magic of possibility. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften, moving beyond the veil to your potential, a magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? Nothing less is required of you now. In this moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in co-creation in service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? So again, there's something about being stuck in your energy of like this energy that is created and cycling and just keeps almost kind of not growing, but it's almost like keeping you stuck almost. And Spirit's wanting you to evolve from that, and they're wanting you to move through that, okay? And then also we have our angel cards that I'm going to pull from to help kind of round out this tree a little bit, get us a little bit more leaves on this tree and see what any extra messages we have from this, any ways, anything that can come of this, anything that we can grow from here, Aries. Ooh, interesting. So you have two angel cards. Both of them have both of them are setting that crisscross applesauce in a meditation pose. So whatever seat you choose, whatever meditation seat you choose. Some people meditate like in their yoga practice in a child pose. So if you're not sure what that is, you can go ahead and search that up. Some people do it while laying down on a couch. Some people actually sit up like this. But you have don't hate, meditate right off the bat. So thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. So meditating, this this is the Four of Swords card and the Yin card. So waiting on receiving information before acting. So coming back to the self, making sure that you're making an aligned choice, making sure that the transformation that needs to happen is happening, and that you are not only sitting and receiving your feelings and accepting them, but also just sitting in that stillness so that you can collect, reground, and it's almost like kind of like, okay, we got to regroup. We got to collect ourselves, and then we need to find a way to move on, right? And you also have inner power, the Divine Father. So Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. So this is a transformation of stepping into your power. This is the person that you are becoming. This is that God-given gift that almost seems to be coming through. It is like your divine right. The specific message is it is your divine right to be powerful. It is your divine right to make your own choices. And it's almost like to make your choices and not be defined by them. So I'm just going to use the example of childcare just because it keeps coming to the forefront of the message. But and it's also just easy to rely on, but it's that energy of like, well, I don't want to hire help, or I don't want to ask for help for my kids because then I'm a bad mom or I'm a bad dad. I don't want to be a bad parent and seen as like not being present for my kids. And that's the judgment calling in. That's the judgment that you don't need in your life. That's not the type of energy that you need, because we all need a village. So like in other cultures, I know in American culture, it's not as it's not quite like this. It's not common here, but I know in a bunch of other cultures it takes a whole family, quite literally like a whole like extended family, like in-laws coming. I mean, like everybody pitches in to help raise the baby. Everybody pitches in to help. And that's how community should be. That's how community should be. But unfortunately, some parts of the world, or like, some of us are not in like the area that allows for that. Like times are changing, the world is changing, and, it sucks for some of us sometimes. So learning to gather that for yourself and say, like, you deserve support. You don't have to do it all alone. You don't need to do it all alone. And that is the story that needs to be like crumpled up into a little ball, tossed out the window, watch it roll out through the garden, down the street, and into like the closest river or something. Like, watch it go far away, because that is not your narrative anymore. This is the narrative. Like, it's almost like challenge yourself to think differently. And then once you start thinking differently and start sitting in that, your feelings will follow. But acknowledge how you feel first, embrace it, and then work on processing your thinking and try to see how you can shift that to where you can receive more help. You can accept it as a part of your foundation. This is school. This is, I don't know, I'm being reminded this is like an earth school. So I am hearing something about school, period, too. So like school, like physical school. But for a lot of us, this is an earth school. We come here to learn. And one of the things is, learning that unconditional love, learning that connection between other people. So that seems to be a big theme in your reading, Aries. So the focus for this week is, asking for help when you need it, okay? That being said, let me roll the angel dice for you for any lasting messages that angels would like to share with you. You have 434. We're pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. Angels are responsible for some of the changing energies around you at this time. It is a response to the prayers that you have been sending to them. One more time. Angels are responsible for some of the changing energies around you at this time. It is a response to the prayers that you have been sending them. So let that change come in, lovelies. Let that change come in, okay? That being said, that's all I have for you, Aries. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.